You look at damage like this and you think it's probably the hinge that is the part that's broken. But actually, what has happened is the hinge has broken off the screw connectors that are going to the top case. And this can also happen to your display. Now, we have done a lot of repairs like this in the past, and what people often get confused is that they think that just because the hinge popped off, that is the only thing that needs to be replaced, but that is false. When it is broken like that, it takes off the plastic cover of the screws that are holding together the top case, and the whole entire top case needs to be replaced. But here at TEKDEP, we have all the tools available for you to go ahead and replace your computer if something like this were to happen to you. As you can see here at the top corner, the actual screw indents were pulled out of that physical plastic compartment. Now, a lot of the times people don't know this is the weakest part of most computers, because when people open up their laptop every day for 365 days a year, that is the first thing to go. So it's a lot more common than you would think. But the good thing about a repair like this is that when the physical damage is so isolated, you really only need to replace one part. And on top of that, keyboard and top case replacements really aren't that expensive to find. So feel free to check here at TEKDEP.com, and you can definitely find your specific top case to replace it, and then you'll be able to go ahead and swap it out for a fraction of what it would cost to buy a new computer. Specific thing to note is that some gaming laptops do require you to take off the actual heatsink of the computer in order to take out the logic board, because they have different screws underneath. This is one of them. So know that when you are taking off your heatsink, you will have to reapply thermal paste after you're done. And this specifically is why you have to take off the heatsink in order to take out the motherboard, because you need to undo these fan connectors in order to not bend your motherboard when you're taking it out and removing it safely. Now, just a few more things to remove before we can swap out the top case. We're going to undo the hinge screws that are holding down your top LCD. Then another quick tip is that all top cases will come with different components still on it. In this case, you got to take a look and see what your top case did not include. This one does not have a trackpad, so we will have to take off the existing touchpad and swap it out. And it does not have speakers, so we will have to take those off as well and swap them on here. Then stuff like this can be a bit tricky, and there are a lot of moving parts. So if it is something that you need a bit of help with, do not worry. Feel free to come in directly to our store here in Los Angeles, or you can even send in a mail-in repair, which we have it all in the description down below. We try to take the hassle out of it for you, but we also try to give you these tutorials to help you. So if you did want to do it yourself, you totally can, or if you wanted a professional like us to take care of it, we are here for you as well. And now we're just going to go ahead and repeat all those processes, and I'll walk you through how to put everything back on. So in a lot of cases, you will have a hinge like this that does have the connectors still stuck on the screw. What you're going to want to do, take any type of scissors that you have at home, whether it's safety scissors like these or any type of pliers, and then you'll go ahead and hold on to one end, like you can see me doing here, and then just unscrew the other. Scissors are a little better than pliers because they can actually get into the little rivets where the plastic is supposed to be, but pliers should work just fine as well. Then what I like to do is simply place the display down like this, and then roll the other edge over it as so. Make sure that you're not creasing your display flex cable over here on the right side, and you should just be able to push down on either side. Now, a good rule of thumb with most motherboards and laptops, if there is an arrow pointing towards the screw hole, that is usually the one that you screw in on the inside of the laptop. Anything that doesn't have an arrow, like this one up here in the corner, usually those ones are reserved for the outer plate screws that you put in after you've closed up the laptop. Now we'll kind of go through which order we're going to install everything. First, we're going to start with our logic board. Actually, before that, it's always good to verify every single part of the computer that the newest part does not come with. And me, unfortunately, I did not verify that the power button did not come included on this one. So what we're going to do, luckily I was able to take a look and I knew kind of what I was looking for, but just so you can be sure, make sure you check this power button spot in this area here, and we're going to go ahead and swap the old one onto it now. Sorry, I did misspeak. It was not the power button, but actually the LED lights that tell you just how much charge you have and a few other functions as well. Now we'll go ahead and continue with the board installation. All right, now this part is very, very important because when you are reinstalling your heatsink, you are going to want to remove the existing thermal paste and make sure that you add new ones. That way your computer is running as cool as possible, especially if you are going to be using it for gaming or other things that people would use gaming laptops for. What you're going to need is some kind of cloth. You can use paper towels or some kind of tissue, and then you will need isopropyl alcohol. This is not water. Using water would damage your computer completely. Isopropyl alcohol is non-conductive and it does evaporate very quickly. And you're just going to want to spray a bit of isopropyl alcohol and start cleaning. Then after that, you're going to grab your thermal compound. You can get these at your local Best Buy or buy them online, but make sure that you buy a good one because we are going to need it to ensure that your computer is running correctly. You're just going to put a tiny bit, not too much, so that it doesn't overflow. And then as the heatsink gets pushed on it, it will compound it all so that there is an even layer and distribution of cooling. And then make sure that you do clean off your cooling blocks as well, but only these parts, leave the rest on. And before we go ahead and reinstall our cooling block, we're just going to put in the 2 screws that were hidden. And then reinstall our cooling block. And then if you haven't seen, all of these screws have a number. And when you are reinstalling these screws, you will be going from 1 to 2 and vice versa all the way until 8. And with that, we'll go ahead and reinstall all of the fan screws. And then remember when I said about the arrow, and we'll now install all of the screws that have an arrow pointing directly to it here at the bottom, as well as our side daughter boards. And then we'll go ahead and install all of our connections. And there we go. As you can see, there is no more hinge issue. And the last thing to do is just go ahead and test the functionality of the new keyboard, and we should be good to go. Give it a little bit, because whenever you take out the battery of a computer, it does reset something called the CMOS battery, which essentially means the BIOS needs to fully reset. So it will take a moment to start up the first time you do after you remove the battery. And there we go. Let's just verify that the keyboard is working. And we will go in and verify that all of the keyboard functionalities are working correctly. And if everything is good, we will give it back to the client ready for pickup. Now, it's actually surprising how many computers come in with the same issue. It seems like it's something that should be easy to fix, but it turns out there is a lot that goes into it. So feel free, do not get discouraged, watch the entire video all the way through. And if you're having a bit of trouble, feel free to come in and have us take care of the rest of it for you. If you have any specific questions about a computer like this, feel free to leave a comment. We'll go ahead and answer those for you. Or if you want to see a different repair on this specific computer, let us know and we can take care of all of that for you. If there is another video that you want to check out, feel free to check out our YouTube channel. We have tons of repairs and tutorials. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.